In case you haven't already heard, some pretty interesting 2K news came out, and it has a lot of people feeling a certain type of way. But we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get right into it, talk about what this news is and what it means for anybody that plays 2K. Just real quick, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, sub to the channel if you're new, because a lot of other creators are not talking about this. Namely, and unsurprisingly, the creators that have a good relationship with 2K. Ones that go to the events like 2K Day, they might have a logo. Now, I personally wanted to be like one of those guys myself someday, but making this video will probably disqualify me from any future consideration for those types of things. Now, with all that being said, the topic of today's discussion is this. 2K recently got sued over some VC disputes, VC being the game's virtual currency. Now, you can look up the exact details of the case on your own, but the major point of concern here is that in the lawsuit, 2K said this, and I'll put it on the screen here. VC is not plaintiff's property. Instead, in-game VC are fictions created by game publishers subject to the publisher's terms of service and user agreements. You're probably thinking, well, what exactly does this mean? What's the problem? Problem is that what 2K is saying is, despite the fact that you paid your real-life, hard-earned money for this VC, it's not real, it's fiction, quote unquote, so you're not entitled to it. They can take it away whenever they so choose. Now, you might think this isn't a problem because 2K doesn't usually just go around randomly taking people's VC, but think about this. What if 2K's software incorrectly picks up that you were cheating? And then even though you weren't cheating, 2K wipes away all your VC. What about when you load up the game, there was a server bug, and now all of a sudden all your players' accessories, clothes, shoes, whatever it may be, are gone? Or even worse, you go to click on your build and you get the dreaded corrupted file message, meaning that the build that you put your time and real life hard-earned money into is now gone. Those last two things have happened to me multiple times within the last 5 2Ks, by the way. What 2K is basically saying here is that in all of these situations, despite the fact that you potentially put your real life hard-earned money into these things, originally in the form of VC, you're out of luck and they don't owe you anything because VC is not real. And in fact, after February 28th, if you want to continue playing 2K, what you're going to have to do is sign the new terms and service agreement, basically saying you cannot sue 2K over these types of things. Even if you paid your real life dollars for it, VC or anything that you put it into can be stripped away from you regardless of the circumstances. All because 2K is claiming that VC is fictional and not real. Now, I'm sure that we can all agree VC is not a physically tangible product and it doesn't actually exist outside of the game's servers. But if that somehow makes you think what 2K is saying and enforcing is fair, let me put it to you like this. I don't know how it works on PlayStation, but when I sign into my Xbox, I can go to a tab that says all owned games. And under that tab are a list of games that I own, regardless of the fact that I purchased them as digital copies. In the same form as VC. Just like the VC, I can't physically hold it in my hands, but I can see it on the screen and I sure paid my real life money for it. Would it be fair for 2K to just take the game away from you? At the very least, without refunding your money? Because I don't see how that's any different from them taking away VC that you also paid real life money for regardless of the circumstance. Once again, I'd like to reiterate, I'm not just talking about situations where you were flat out cheating. It's totally fair for 2K to have rules in place that if you cheat, they can take away your virtual currency. But if the game wrongfully detects you of cheating, the server bugs and something is randomly gone from your account, there was a mislabeled VC sale. Say 2K is offering 200,000 VC for $20. So you buy it, but then it turns out 2K only meant to advertise 100,000 VC for $20. They don't have to give you a refund and they can just take away the extra 100,000 VC. Now, I have one final point to make on this that I haven't really seen anybody talk about, and I think it's because it's become so normalized. Servers for every NBA 2K game are up for 2 years. After those 2 years are up, that game's servers get shut down permanently. Along with it goes the leftover VC that you had on that game that you may or may not have paid real life money for. Not only do I think that's not right and 2K should at the very least let the VC on your account carry over to the next game, but I think it's indicative of the fact that this is how 2K has always viewed our dollars. As more money in their pocket that they don't truly owe us anything for. The VC will go into your account, but it can be wrongfully stripped from you at any time and they don't care. And keep in mind, this is all on top of the fact that VC prices are outrageous. So why does 2K do all this? Why doesn't this billion-dollar company show a little bit more compassion and care to right their wrongs, especially when it comes to matters that deal with their consumers' real-life, hard-earned money? It's because they can. They have a monopoly on the basketball video game industry. They have literally zero other competitors. They know people are going to play their game, and if you've played the game, you know that you practically have to buy VC. Everything in the game costs so much VC, and it is practically impossible to earn enough VC to pay for all those things just by playing the game. And you are straight up lying to yourself if you think that they don't intentionally set it up this way to better line their pockets. So what can be done about this? Well, if enough people stop playing their game, I definitely think changes would be made. But I do understand it is the only basketball game on the market. I may or may not continue to play it myself, but I can tell you this, 2K will not take another cent of my money for the rest of 2K24. We'll see if things are different by 2K25, but the only way to make them listen is to hit them in their pockets. If you don't respect our money, then you can't have it. So I feel like we really got through everything. We touched on all the major points. We broke down what 2K's quote really means. We touched on the terms of service. So I'll leave you with this. Form your own opinions on this and then try to think about it from the perspective of somebody who actually put their real life money into VC and then for whatever reason had it wrongfully stripped from them. Because a lot of content creators are going to act like this is not a big deal and it's totally fine that 2K is doing things this way, but they just don't have the same perspective as the average player. Content creators, including myself, get a return on investment when they buy VC. We make a build video. We make videos playing with the build. The VC pays for itself. I'm not just done giving 2K my money because I don't want them to scam me. I'm done giving them my money because I think they make a large profit off of scamming the youth. With all that being said, use this information to form your own opinions. I thank you all so much for watching. God bless, and I'll catch you in the next one.